Dog dogs going wild. Yes, I just got on here and the dog's going wild. It's a wee bit chilly down here in my little humble abode, and not much I can do about the dog. I am so sorry. I'm about ready to put a muzzle on her. So, anyway, throws me off. Bloody dog. So, welcome. Good morning, and welcome everybody. I'm on a little bit early. I've been feeling I should just go with the flow. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to go more with the flow. If I don't feel like filming, I'm not going to film. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to, yeah, just learning more about my human design, you know, and learning not to push things. Use my energy where I need to use my energy and go from there. Yeah, baby. Yeah, every time I teach the Journey Club, I learn something new. And this time with the Journey Club, we added human design into the mix. And I'm not a human design practitioner. I think that I don't even know what they call, but I'm not a hu- I, I'm just getting into the human design. There is so much, so many details, so many layers understanding it, and it's just absolutely fascinating because it brings in so many different elements and really allows for you to begin to come with ease and interpretation on your own body graph and your own design. It does. It says, the human design chart offers an astonishing, accurate guide to your personality, as well as direction and counsel on how each individual can deal with the challenges in their life. And yeah, it gives you that insight of saying, oh, okay, that's why I react. Oh, because you have the unconscious and the conscious, like things that you just know and people know, but there's the unconscious part that it's just there. So there's parts of you that are just there and they'll always be there. And it's learning how to work with them. And sometimes it's learning how to work with them is more important than trying to figure out, oh, how can I change this? Or how can I bring myself to have more energy? Or what whatever that is. It's like, well, no, you're not meant to have all that energy, or you're meant to have all that energy and just go be that ever ready bunny. So it's understanding those ebbs and flows of everything, and that's along with this energy today. Yeah, we have so much earth energy. So if you are feeling headachy, that's a new word. Every time I come on here, I come up with new words for y'all. So headachy is a new word. If you are headachy today, um just be aware, because it is a lot of earth energy, and you can spend a lot of time in your head. Now those who with and especially with all this Taurus energy, it's just flipping crazy, and the moon's in Virgo, so it's really plummeting down a lot of this. Plus, there's oppositions, because the moon's in Virgo, you have the energies in Pisces, and Mars at least is in Aries. Thank goodness, because Mars is just trying to give you that get up and go to allow for you to really move and get motivated and do things, right? Taurus energy it is beautiful. It is succulent, and you want to enjoy all the flavors and all the beautiful essence and the energies and of the world around you, right? And feel them and be a part of them. Yet sometimes it'll be like you go out and I just want to look at the beautiful view, instead of, and here comes Mars and Aries saying, okay, look at the view, but let's be a part of the view. Let's be a part of a part of that nature, a part of that energy that's out there, and get yourself involved. Many times with the Taurus energy, you just want to slow down. You don't want to do too much. You want to move at a slower pace, but it's saying no. It's like, yeah, okay, you absorbed, you saw it, let's move. And then you have Virgo comes in, and Virgo wants to analyze everything and wants to see everything. So now you got this internal analytical energy that's coming in and frequencies that are getting you to really like, okay, I have my list. Okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? And here's Taurus. But we're just gonna move through this. Move. Taurus energy through this. And here we have this, these frequencies that are coming in and that are saying, no, we want to we want to get going. We want to do things. So you might be feeling, that frustration coming up. We're coming into a long weekend here in Canada. So Calgary's a funny city. I just you could tell when there's a long weekend coming up, or because a lot of Calgarians, they leave. They leave the city. And you can see, like, today, a lot of hustle and bustle. Last night the roads were just jammed, with people going out. Stores were busy. Today, the stores, anything to do with grocery stores and that, they're going to be busy. People are going to go in there, grab their stuff, and then leave. Friday, dead. Friday's going to be dead. Downtown's going to be dead. Everybody's smart people will be heading out tonight and not tomorrow. You don't know. For a long weekend, you don't leave Friday morning because it's going to be jammed packed between Canmore and Lake Louise, especially if you're going to BC. So jam packed weekend. People want to leave, people want to go, and then you're going to have a lot of frustrations that are going to go along with that. Because a lot of people are just like, oh, well, I just want to enjoy. I just want to take my time. And everybody's like, I want to get to my destination. So, so a little bit of cray this coming up into this weekend, but it's the earth energies, right? It's a connection. So it's bringing in this beautiful connection. And Mars, I mean, Mercury's in Taurus now, and it's like, okay, we got to communicate this. And Mercury's going to be meeting up with Venus and the sun. He's going to be meeting up with all of these different frequencies, so he can relay and receive information. And sometimes the way that you're going to receive the information is it might be difficult, like, because it's not coming in as quickly as you would like it to come in. So it might come in a little bit shardy. Yeah, that's another word. So, and doing that, if I could go, oh, you're staying home this weekend. If I could go, I would be gone somewhere, like, out. But the other thing too is that this weekend too, generally speaking, is the weekend that people, if you do have a cabin, to go up in your cabin, but it's also gardening weekend. So this is where the gardening centers are going to be extremely busy as well. So it's a gardening weekend where a lot of people are going to be out wanting to get their garden started, wanting to get, seeds planted, making those choices. Wonderful, wonderful energy for that this weekend, because it really gets you to sort of begin to slow down. It's kind of like, oh yeah, this is what we want to build, or this is what we want to create. So it is the weekend for doing the gardening and visiting gardening sites and stuff like that. So fabulous weekend for doing that as well, and having that connection with the earth, especially with so much earth energy. So we do have, this movement and motivation, or maybe lack of motivation. Venus in Taurus is really wanting to bring forth that scrumptiousness because she's home. So she wants to have the scrumptiousness of what it is to be at home, to lay back, to have the leisure, to, eat the chocolate, drink the wine, enjoy. But I would say don't overindulge, because I mean, that Neptune at 29 degrees, it's not exactly yeah, let's get lost and get drunk with my buddies. But that's what's probably going to happen with a lot of people who go out of town and they're meeting up with friends, or friends they haven't seen in a while. So it is what it is. So what else is crazy? Just on a side note, did anybody see Prince Charles's portrait? Now that's the official portrait, and it is, him with his head, and you got some of his medals there, but it's all red. Man, the internet is going wild over this, and how people just dislike, have a distaste. They're finding devil pictures in there. They're remaking it into memes of him being the devil in the overlayer and of the gates of hell. And then and then there's a butterfly, and the butterfly's there where the artist said that's, a transformation of him. And Erica, yeah, there are people that think it's beautiful. They think it's beautiful. It's like, I just look at it where it is an abs. The artist is an abstract artist. That's who he is. And are people reading into this more than what they should be? I don't know. I think it's just for a portrait going into the royal palace. It's an unusual one. It'd be like having Picasso come in and say, "Could you do my portrait?" And I mean, if you saw Picasso's portrait of his girlfriend, is like, you look at it and you're just like, okay, there's a lot of craziness that's going on here. So with that, there is a lot of craziness with it. Personally speaking, I don't think it's a portrait for the royal palace. Charlene thinks it looks demonic, and I think it's because it's red. It's red, and so people automatically go with the demonic being red. So I don't know if it's demonic. I don't know. People are bringing out that, like, I'm just like, okay, this is what he wants. If it was King Henry VIII, I think he'd chop the guy's head off personally, but there are people who think it's absolutely beautiful and stunning, right? Could be also sees faces in it though, but that's the abstract, right? Yeah, that's the whole thing. He's the artist is abstract, so people are going to see things in it that they want to see, kind of thing. And that's what abstract does. Abstract brings you in to see things that maybe you wouldn't normally look at or normally see. Take a look at some of Picasso's abstracts. I mean, because I'm a Picasso fan. I love Picasso. And just seeing like his earlier days of when he started painting beautiful countrysides and things like that, to when he started drinking and doing some drugs, and you can see it within the abstract and within the crazy, within the craziness of his paintings, and the meaning. Even who is it? The guy who did the Campbell soups, Wahlberg or whatever his name, not Wahlberg, but anyways, who did those abstracts. I mean, the thing is that it's art, and in art, it's going to have meaning to what people, and it's going to have emotion. And the thing is, what I think is cool is that it was an actual artist who painted it. I mean, he didn't go for an AI imagery of him. He went for somebody who's an actual artist. And when you're going in with art, I mean, there's strokes to, I mean, it's a huge painting. I mean, just to do that painting is quite you know crazy within the self, and how many layers he did to get to that image, right? So if with painting, if you start off with a very dark, and then coming up to make it very light, and to bring his head and stuff in there, it's interesting, to say the least. Now, what's happening, I believe tomorrow, I'm getting my pen out, is since February 1978 was the last time the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican, came out and talked about apparitions and superstition. So they're coming out with information on how to detect apparitions and superstitious, and yeah, I got superstitious, but there's another word that I'm trying to think that goes along with that, with things. And even because the church does have people, they have a lot of people that work with apparitions, that do the investigations for apparitions and things like that. That if you go to Our Lady of Lourdes, there is there's actually a hospital on site that, when people say that they've been cured and everything else, they go through a whole huge thing before they say it's a miracle. And there's very few and far between that are actual miracles. That the church will say this is a miracle kind of thing. And the same with, possessions. So what the what if somebody's possessed, is it a mental illness, is it something else, is it an actual demonic possession? And there are things that you have to go through, and testing before you're going to call it an actual possession. They have to go in with the investigation and everything, in order to do that. So there's check boxes, right? So the church now, with a lot of the information that's coming out, and because of AI and things along that line, it's coming out where, because people can, put up an image, right, and make that image look like, oh, it's an apparition, Virgin Mary's coming down from the sky, or aliens are invading, kind of thing. So they're coming out with an outline, I guess, and bringing in those details of it. And it's something the church does. It's done this before. Last time was in 78. They did it, way before, back, and I think it was in the 40s they did it. So every so many years they come in and they do something like this. So, and I know people are going to make a big shidoo out of it, because now you go on TikTok, Jesus Christ is coming back, or the demon or some demonic force is coming back, and the church is trying to prepare us for us. As I said, I think the demonic forces are already here. This is where the demonic forces play, and it's how how you are partaking in the party. Mm. I'm almost at the end of my coffee. Sad day. Sad day. So so partaking into the party is how, leads me into my next thing, is how angels come to you, or how angels talk to you, or how you feel angels are around you, right? What is the book that you're using for the Journey Club? This book. This is book. There's many others. There's many others. This is just one that I got. And I think there might be others that are better than this, but this is the one that we're going through. Plus, we are utilizing week 1 of Journey Club for the 4 weeks, which is absolute. I mean, okay, now she got me off topic. Is absolutely fabulous, because week 1 is so, there's so much in week 1 for Journey Club, and it goes through and it talks about especially our sacred self. Now this is really getting you to look at what is your sacred self and your fears, you know? So, but going back to the devil and the demons and the angels and demons. Um this is where I feel like it will go, with the church coming out and saying a lot of with the information that they're going to be coming out, which I think is going to be quite interesting. At least I think it's interesting. Um because of how people are interpreting things. Now, the number one thing, and feeling with angels, and how I feel angels come. Sometimes they appear, if you're not ready for them, like shadows. And it feels like a shadow, or you see something, or it's in the shadow of your room, and people are freaking out. There's something evil because it's in the darkness. So they feel everything that's in the dark is evil. And that's not necessarily true. Not everything in the dark is evil. Sometimes there are forces, guides, spirits, angels, that stay in the dark, not to be in the dark, but they stay there in the dark, because for them to actually come out to fully present themselves to you or give you that guidance could even freak you out even more. So it's kind of like an easing in that they are there. Now, angels always give you signs. There are signs if you ask. And that's the whole thing. When you're working with that of a light, of the light, is that the only, and then same with the dark. The only way that they can work with you is that if you oh, this is territory. This is if you ask them. Well, that's I'm going to just say if you ask them. Now, the thing is that people say, "Well, I don't ask dark to work with me. I don't ask for demons to work with me." But it's not necessarily that you're asking. It could be within um what you're doing. It could be within your energy of how strong-willed you are. It also could be with the areas that you're in, or you're doing something stupid and you're playing around with things that you're not supposed to fucking play around with and do something dumbass, and that brings in the negative energies. Now the positive energies are there, the angelic energies and that of higher realms are there, but they're not going to interfere unless you ask. Now once, if you are getting very much into that of the darkness, and the darkness is definitely there. Now there's one of the stories that um, I was reading one time, and about a priest who works with the demonic energies, and he was saying that the devil actually walks, and the devil actually has areas that are his areas. It's kind of like God said, okay, you can have this play area, this is yours, you just don't go over here, kind of thing. If you start to infringe over here, can cause issues, right? And the devil kind of has a free reign, or that evil has a free reign. And the story was of a young priest who was beginning to study in demonology and study of um, doing exorcism and possessions and things like that. And the one thing is that he had a past. He had a past. He wasn't always a good boy, and he cleaned himself up. But he always had this feeling that there are possessions or entities that would follow him, or he felt that. And then one day he was like looking out his apartment, and he could see, like he says, it feels like, he goes, I always feel the same person or the same watching me. And he kind of got a glimpse of it one day, and it looked back up at him, and he looked at it. And he sort of got like, whoa, okay, this is crazy. And he kind of shoveled it off, did his prayers, and then went off and to help out at mass and stuff like that. And then he started talking to the uh, senior pastor there, and he was telling him about it. And he goes, well, what did he look like? And he described the man, and he goes, well, you be careful. You be careful, and make sure that whatever you do and wherever you go, make sure you got your rosary, and it's called a scapula. Now, a scapula, I don't have one handy for me around me, but I do have one. A scapula is a special kind of like protection that you will see Catholics wear, and it's a saint in the front and a saint in the back, and it's usually on felt, and you wear it underneath your clothes. And so the priest, his senior said, make sure you always wear that, have that around you. And he goes, okay, and make sure that you are, you have your rosary and your crucifix with you wherever you go, because whatever's there is trying to taunt you back. And he was thinking at first, he thought, well, that's silly. Why? There's no way that anything can taunt me back. There's no way that anything that could taunt me back. And anyways, he was on his way, he's walking around and stuff like that, and he goes into a cafe. And as he goes into the cafe, he sees the guy. And he sees the guy, and the guy looks back at him and kind of smiles. And he sort of like looks, and then he sort of looks away, and then he looks back, and the guy's gone. And so he started having a lot of these different things. And then after a while, he just sort of like started to ignore it and everything, didn't think anything of it. And he started to do some work with the homeless in the area, and starting to work with one of the homeless workers, like social worker, and he's working with her. And as he's working with her, and they're working with the different homeless, and he sometimes sees different entities. Like that's one of the reasons why he was drawn to what he was doing, because he could see things and he could feel things. And you could always feel like, especially when he's working with a lot of the homeless people, that some of these energies and stuff were around them and trying to help them. And he could usually tell the ones that would get the help and the ones that wouldn't get the help, kind of thing. So, anyways, he was doing his work and stuff. And then the worker said to him, she goes, "Oh, I have to go to this person's house because we have to go pick up something they had to pick up." And I can't remember what it was, but it was a big house. And she said they invited her out to go there because they wanted to either help out or they wanted, with that. And he goes, "Okay, well, let me go with you." And as they're driving up to the house, he got really weird feeling. And the girl, and he says, I do you know this person? She goes, "Well, yeah, I've met this person once or twice. He's come down there, and then sometimes he seems to help out, or he leaves money for us to do things, to help out as a donation." So he invited me up to his to some kind of like a function, a party function that was there. And the guy was feeling really weird about it. So, anyways, they go and they were let into the house. And as they walked through the house, the guy that he saw that was following him was the owner of the house, was there. And the guy came up, and actually it was almost like the guy sort of came straight to him. He goes, "Why are you in my house?" And the guy goes, "I'm here with her." And the girl kind of like freaked out, and she goes, "What's going on?" He goes, "We have to leave." And the guy goes, "Yeah, you have to leave. You are not allowed here. This is my realm." And the guy goes, "Understand." He goes, "I'm giving you X amount of time, like 5 minutes to leave the house." And he left. And the girl left with him. And he said to the woman as they're driving back to the city, and he explained to her, and he said, "That's the devil. That's the devil." And she looked at him. She goes, he goes, "That's the devil. That's his realm. He was going in there to see if he could get you, so he could have you to do his bidding when you're working on the streets with the people." Crazy. Now, I tell you that stories because the devil does walk amongst us, and he's there. But so do the angels walk amongst us, and they're there. And it's very easy for us to get in our heads and think it's not there, or think, "Oh, I'm going to be okay." But when you go into your intuition and into your heart, because your heart center is connected to the earth energy, and it is a very powerful, powerful electronic, part of who you are. When you drop into your heart, when you drop into that, and before you're doing anything, asking God, for some of you, you can ask the universe, the Holy Spirit, asking your angels, asking which way is the truth and which way I need to go, is one of the most important things that we can do. When because of some of the studies I've done throughout my life, when the Catholic Church is coming out to give you information, whether you like the Catholic Church or not, don't give a fuck. It's just that it is a very powerful entity on this earth, and that has information far beyond any other religion that is on this earth and is privy to than any other on this earth. That to trust that there is something coming, and that we have to really trust our intuition, and as we are walking forward upon this earth walk, and to trust in our guidance. There's going to be offers for people that, and we're seeing it. We see it. I mean, and it's being exposed. We're seeing it exposed. I think, even Diddy hasn't even been arrested, but he came out with some cryptic message and stuff like that, but because he knows more. I don't think he is going to get arrested because he knows more than what is being shown. And then, of course, you have the picture of, however you want to take the picture of, Charles. but the information that's coming out, and that we have to really, sometimes it feels like, yeah, that's what I want. That feels so good. I really want whatever. And I'm willing to do whatever to get what it is that I want. But if you're not understanding and listening to yourself and really strongly connected with your God, you could get swayed so easily. And it's so easy to get swayed, especially if you're going through hard times, especially if you're feeling um, lacking in your life in some way, and that things aren't working out the way that you would like it, and your bank account is very low. That's very easy. And those are just sort of very easy ways for um, negative energies to come through. And they're there. And the more you become stronger in your light, the stronger sometimes those temptations can come to be. And that's why it's very important to, if you have your crystals, to keep your crystals with you when you go out. If you want to have a crucifix on you, have a crucifix on you. Um, Sometimes when I've done things, I have worn my scapula, right? And we have to work with a high purpose. It definitely, like years, and I think I've told you that story when this one lady was following us through Vancouver when we were on holidays, and my kids were little, and I wanted to go into a store, like, I think it must have been a metaphysical store that I wanted to go in, and my kids, "No, I wanna go somewhere else," so Steve took them. But this woman started following them, and, "Oh, I want to have you bring your children," and I just got the creepiest feeling from that, and I said, "No." And the thing is that that's the way. The thing is that if I would have fallen into it, per se, maybe she wasn't, but it's just my own feeling I had. If I would have said, "Oh, okay, let's go see here," and then they start giving you offers that are like, "Oh, your children are beautiful. Oh, we can make them models. They could be on the next Disney show like Hannah Montana, which was popular at the time, or whatever," and saying, "Oh, yeah, they're blah, blah, blah." This is where, a lot of times people will get lost because they're like, "Oh, I want the fame. Oh my God, we're going to be rich." But you're selling your soul out. Not that you can sell your soul, but you're selling a portion of it. And that's part of the ego. And especially when there's so much earth energy. It sounds crazy because people get too much in their head. They don't drop into their body. They don't drop in and listen, which way should I go? And that's so important in everything that we do, is to drop in. Because things are just amping up from here. And as they amp up, it is getting us to really stand into our highest purpose, as Erica's saying. And sometimes you may not know what your highest purpose is, or you might not understand what your higher purpose is. But here it is. When you put your hands on your heart and you put your hands on your solar plexus and ask, which way should I go? And if you get confused, that means take a step back, because it's not time to go yet. Because you're not ready to accept the true answer. So take that step back, and when you take the step back, you'll get the clarity. The clarity will come, but sometimes it's not gonna be the answer you want, where it says, you know what? Maybe you need to wait. I don't think that's a good direction for you to go to at this time." And, that's a hard one, because it's like, "No, but that's what I wanna do." That's why, many times when people say, "Well, which way should I go?" And I'm like, "It's up to you." It's up to you which way you need to go, or what you want to do. I have an idea of what you should go to, but I know what I'm going to say is not going to be in the alignment that you want to hear. And that's going to cause frustration. And if the thing is that if you allow yourself to wait a bit and to see things through, as difficult as they are, something better is going to be coming down the road. And that's where the angels come in, and asking you for the guidance, for the patience, asking for the understanding, And they will. They'll be there, but the angels don't stick around. They don't stick around. They will come and they'll show you peace. They'll allow, and then you know what? You got to call them in again, and that's okay. You can call them in 1,000,001 times. They're there for you. If you're feeling scared and you're overwhelmed, call them in. They're there for you. Call in. You could go up and you can call right in and call Jesus. Ask him to be your guide. He's very powerful. It's a very powerful energy to work with. And same with his mother. His mother's a very powerful energy to work with. I mean, they have a novena for the Divine Mother Mary, the Untier of Knots, and to do this prayer for 9 days. It's amazing the things that she will untie for you and get you out of, So there is that power that's there that is very positive, and it's stepping into that power. And then there's a power that's ready and just sits there and it waits to see if you're ready to fall over to this side, because it feels so much easier. But the thing is, it seems so much easier, and then everything starts falling apart afterwards. And other things start happening to you that you weren't expecting. So stay in your light. Stay on your path. It's a crazy energetic weekend that's coming in again. But that's the energies that we're in. We're in huge frequencies of transformation and change. We're in huge frequencies that are bringing in light that we've never experienced before on this earth. And if it has been on this earth, we haven't recorded it. So this could be even being the type of light that was in with the Lemurians or the Atlanteans when they started. And we don't have any records of that. We just have bits and pieces and some information that's there. So it's, bringing forth that type of transformation and change is coming forth. So we have to go through a lot of disruption in order to get there. And there's going to be a lot of temptation along the way. But we're strong and we're beautiful. And we have that illuminating light within us to get us through to the other side. And it's really the journey's adventurous. The journey's beautiful. The journey is something that's going to open us and connect us in ways that we never even thought. So embrace it. Embrace it. Don't be scared of it. Don't let fear stop you. That's the thing. Fear will freeze you, and then you're not going to go anywhere. So I'll pull in the Mary Queen of Angels Oracle cards. These ones are by Doreen Virtue. It was nearing the end of when she was doing her decks. Somebody told me that this deck, because it's still in, because I haven't used it very much, it's like 75. No, it's more than that. I think, how much? I don't know. It was a crazy amount of money. I have one deck that's over $800 that was given to me. And it's an angel deck, and it's out of circulation. So these ones are out of circulation. So they're worth a stupid amount of money to get original. So our first card, joy. Enjoying the moment. Have the joy. Enjoy. Bring forth that joy. Bring forth that light, and you'll find your truth. The truth in what you are wanting to discover, right? So finding that joy. The joy is there for you in all that you are doing. And with the joy, we have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands, the joy is with your passion. going forth on the passion, on the road that you'd like to go into and create, and giving thanks for all you have. So in comes that lovey-dovey passion, and with the truth, rest. Taking your time to contemplate, taking your time to bring forth what it is that you need to know. In doing that and finding the joy and having that fun and going with the passion and allowing for yourself to have that balance, so you see the truth, so you feel the truth come forth, is so, so important. Yeah, nice, beautiful. There's a picture in the back there. It's a beautiful picture. And it looks at, I think that's the picture. It's almost like the picture. It looks like the picture of the Divine Mother Mary going to see her cousin who is pregnant with John the Baptist. That's what the picture looks like in the background. So go out there, seek your truth, seek your, and have fun and enjoy it, and find that passion along the way. Remember, when you are in your joy and you are doing what you really, are having fun and following that intuition, always trust that, your body never lies. So your body's going to tell you what is going on around you. So tune in and listen to it, because we're just going to amp up with a lot more craziness within the world around us. Yeah. So have a blessed one. May the Lord Almighty watch over and bless each and every one of you. We have Reiki level 1 coming in on the 25th and 26th. If you're wanting to join me, I have 2 spaces left. So let me know if you are interested in joining me on the 25th and 26th. So have a blessed one, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Enjoy, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. See how I'm feeling, see what's going on. All right.